Imagine walking through a tunnel, expecting to emerge on the other side in just a few minutes. But no matter how far you walk, the end never comes. The air grows heavier, a chilling silence surrounds you, and a strange sensation grips your chest. You check your watch, but the hands have stopped moving. Your phone has lost all signal. You turn around to retrace your steps, only to realize that the entrance you came from has vanished. This isn't just a nightmare. It's a real phenomenon reported by those who have dared to step into one of the most haunted tunnels in Japan. The old Inunaki Tunnel is more than just a decaying passageway. It is a place where time seems to unravel, reality distorts, and those who enter sometimes never return. Tonight, we journey into the chilling mystery of the haunted tunnel that traps you in time. Stay with us, because once we step inside, there may be no turning back. A place where time stands still, hidden deep within the forests of Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. The old Inunaki Tunnel is an abandoned roadway stretching less than 100 meters. But despite its short length, the tunnel has built a reputation that makes it one of Japan's most feared locations. Travelers, ghost hunters, and even skeptics have all reported similar chilling experiences. Sudden drops in temperature, the sensation of unseen hands brushing against them, and whispers in the darkness when no one else is around. One of the most disturbing claims is that people who walk into the tunnel sometimes find themselves unable to leave. No matter which direction they turn, they always end up back at the entrance, as if the tunnel itself is shifting reality around them. Some experience terrifying time gaps, exiting hours later when they were certain only minutes had passed. Others report waking up outside the tunnel with no memory of how they got there. A group of urban explorers once entered the tunnel at midnight, determined to debunk the myths. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they documented their journey. But after just a few minutes inside, their equipment began to malfunction. Their flashlights flickered, their cameras glitched, and their GPS trackers spun wildly, unable to pinpoint their location. When they turned back to leave, they realized they had been walking for nearly an hour, but had never reached the other side. They sprinted back toward the entrance in panic, only to find their watches frozen at the exact time they had entered. The Legends of the Cursed Tunnel. The old Inunaki Tunnel is tied to several eerie legends, the most infamous being the tale of Inunaki Village. According to urban folklore, the tunnel leads to a secret village where the laws of Japan do not apply. Supposedly, those who find the village are never seen again. Some claim to have stumbled upon eerie structures deep in the mountains, with strange symbols carved into the walls and abandoned houses filled with relics from a forgotten time. A chilling sign is said to stand at the entrance of the village, reading, "The Japanese Constitution does not apply beyond this point." Those who get too close claim to hear faint voices warning them to turn back. Others report seeing shadowy figures standing motionless in the trees, watching from a distance. While the existence of Inunaki Village has never been proven, the legend continues to haunt those who dare to explore the tunnel. Another terrifying account involves a man who entered the tunnel with a friend in the late 1980s. As they walked through, they noticed a dim, flickering light ahead. Thinking it was just the reflection of their own flashlights, they continued. But as they got closer, they saw what appeared to be a group of people standing in the darkness. Their faces were obscured, and they did not move. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and an unbearable pressure filled the air. The two friends panicked and ran back toward the entrance, but the figures followed them, moving faster with every step. Just before they reached the exit, a deafening scream filled the tunnel. When they turned back, the figures had vanished. The two men never spoke of what they saw again. A history of tragedy and violence. The tunnel's haunting reputation is not just based on legends. It is stained with real-life tragedy. On December 7, 1988, a brutal crime occurred near the tunnel. A factory worker named Mumiyama Koichi was driving home when he was ambushed by a gang of teenagers who wanted to steal his car. They assaulted him and dragged him into the tunnel, where they set him on fire. His charred remains were discovered days later, and the case sent shockwaves throughout Japan. Some believe that his restless spirit still lingers in the tunnel, seeking justice for his horrific fate. Other reports tell of construction workers who died while building the tunnel. Some were said to have been buried alive due to cave-ins, their bodies never recovered. Strange apparitions and disembodied voices have been reported ever since. Even those who have never entered the tunnel have felt its curse. Locals in the surrounding villages often report eerie wails echoing through the mountains at night. Some say they have seen ghostly figures wandering near the tunnel entrance, only to disappear when approached. The paranormal phenomena of the tunnel. Countless paranormal investigators have visited the tunnel, and almost all of them report experiencing strange activity. EMF meters spike erratically, indicating strong electromagnetic disturbances. Cameras malfunction, and batteries drain within minutes. Some investigators have even captured ghostly figures on video, pale silhouettes standing at the far end of the tunnel, watching in silence. One particularly terrifying story involves a group of investigators who set up motion sensors inside the tunnel. As they monitored the footage, they saw a dark shadow move past one of the sensors, triggering it. But when they checked the tunnel, no one was there. The same shadow appeared multiple times throughout the night, always staying just out of reach. Some theories suggest that the tunnel sits on a geological fault line, causing electromagnetic anomalies that interfere with electronics and perceptions of time. Others believe that the tragic deaths and suffering tied to the tunnel have left an imprint on the location, creating an endless loop of supernatural energy. Whatever the explanation, one thing is certain: those who enter the old Inunaki Tunnel rarely leave unchanged. The old Inunaki Tunnel remains one of the most feared locations in Japan, a place where history, tragedy, and the supernatural collide. Whether it is truly a gateway to another dimension, a portal to a lost village, or simply the site of countless horrors that refuse to be forgotten, the mystery endures. Would you dare to step inside and test the legend for yourself? Or is it best to leave the past undisturbed, allowing the spirits trapped within to remain undisturbed? If you enjoyed this chilling journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world's most terrifying locations. Have you ever experienced anything paranormal? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who else might have encountered the same haunting presence.